wanted to talk about the entertainment industry in depth, and I want to talk about the truth. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors that go on in this field, and I just want to talk to people that are in the same industry that can shed some light on certain topics that maybe will resonate with you. With James Liotta. Hello.
Yeah, where's my round of applause?
Oh, yes.
There's no more studio audience in lockdown.
You know what? You need a round of applause.
How are you, Steph Halamantaris?
Good. What I'm noticing is the background is really colourful. So what does that say about you? Apparently it says things about people.
You'll know what this is, Steph. This is the iconic test pattern for TV. Oh. It's something that, I don't know, I hold really dear to my heart because, like you and me, we love TV, we love media, and it just reminds, it oozes TV to me, that icon.
So tell me a little bit of what you do. How do you classify yourself? Would you classify, because you do a lot of things, would you classify yourself as a comedian or which one do you sort of fall into, or do you combine?
It's an interesting question because I think it really is a combination, and sometimes you classify yourself as to what more of the work that you're getting. Yeah. So when I started, I was doing more acting work, whether it was comedy or drama, but it was more acting-based work. And I graduated as an actor. Yeah. But, about 15 years ago, I just landed into more comedy stuff, more stand-up comedy. So right now, I classify myself as probably a stand-up comic and MC, because I do a lot of MC work. But the acting work is definitely still in there. It pops up.
And obviously now you've been in this field for a long time, and this COVID-19 has happened and there's been a huge hit. How has it affected you in particular?
We're an industry that lives, show to show, gig to gig. Yeah. And we make our money and our living out of doing those shows. So while all the online stuff is great and it's entertaining, a lot of the online stuff doesn't pay unless you're lucky enough to have 4 billion followers following you. So, you get marketing deals and sponsorship out of that, But otherwise, it's doing the live shows, really. And that goes for TV work as well, Steph, because a lot of TV production has had to stop. Commercials have had, anything that was filming has had to kind of stop. Yeah. But that, the touring has stopped. So it really is a disaster. Yeah.
So have they put everything, so have they cancelled all your shows or put them on hold? So what's the go?
Yeah. So for the most part of it, it's been postponed. Okay. So we're postponing to October onwards. Yep. So we're just going month to month at the moment. Jeez. It's sad. It's really sad.
So how have you been keeping yourself, I guess, active? Has it been just doing online stuff, or have you found another piece of yourself that you didn't know about? Where has that kind of led you?
We have to keep motivated. And I think that's why we're embracing the whole online thing a lot more than what we were already doing so. Yeah. Because it's very easy to fall into a slump. My life, as you know, and your life too, we're go people. We've got like a million things to do every single day and night. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. And you didn't know what to do with yourself, Yeah. And you got to be careful that you don't fall into that slump. So keeping yourself creative, keeping yourself online. But I have, recently I did 2 big auditions. They were self-tests. So what that means for people watching, you know what it means. For the people watching, you've got to do it on video and send it in. Yeah. So you never know. There are jobs coming out. Yeah. But they've got to still work within the current restrictions if they go ahead. Yeah. So they have to be tight, I think it's going to take some time. Steph, with live shows and concerts and anything that you go and see live, I think it's going to take some time. There's a few issues with that. On one side, people will be so excited to be able to go out and see shows. There's a lot of fear. Yeah. And I think that's going to take a little bit of time for some people to go, it is okay to go out. I'm not going to catch anything, and I'm trying to not be in that frame of mind. Yes, we got to take care. We've got to have some distance. We've got to get through this. but I'm trying not to be fearful. I mean, in our line of work, you can't be fearful. Otherwise, you may as well give up the job. We've got to get out there and see people.
Let's just say you don't do any online work. You do nothing. You literally just pause your life for however long. Do you think that that's worse, or do you think that like, what do you think is more beneficial?
No, I think that would be worse. Absolutely, 100%. I think if this is your line of work and this is what you do for your bread and butter, that's why none of us can pause, and we're not pausing. We're keeping the online thing going because, unfortunately, there are too many entertainers out there. There is a lot of competition. And you know that phrase, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. If you're not being seen, you will be forgotten about within weeks. And when you get to that point where you can start doing live shows, no one will know about you anymore if you just completely get off the radar. So you have to stay on the radar. And everyone is. Everyone who's in the business full time is.
Well, like you're saying, you say that you talk to a lot of people. Did it take you a while to work with others? What's the difference between doing it solo and doing it with a lot of other people?
You have to do a lot of solo work, basically, to get noticed by the right people.
Okay.
And in my work of mainly comedy, and as you know, I do a lot of comedy that's based on my ethnicity, being Italian, so ethnic comedy or WOG comedy, whatever you'd like to call it. I had to start out on my own, very little, just putting stuff out there, doing shows, doing gigs, and then try to approach the bigger people in the business to get noticed. And hopefully you get noticed, and hopefully your work is really appreciated by those people, and they take you on board, they take you under their wing, and it really is a domino effect from there.
What have you found in this business? Have you found that the more unexpected people will take you under their wing, or the people that you thought, like, what's the whole, how you think somebody will do something for you and they don't, but then somebody you don't expect does it?
Yep.
Where are you at with that? Is that something you've experienced?
Yeah, very much so, actually, Steph. When I started, and I'll always bring myself back to that niche comedy that I do, because that is my world, the ethnic comedy scene. Yeah. I am trying to branch out a little bit, but that's particularly my world. There's a lot of players in that genre of comedy, a lot of players. And when I started, I was in my early 20s, and I had a few of the bigger players at the time kind of approach me and say, stick with me. Basically, they were all talk. Stick with me. I'll do things for you. It was talk.
Yep.
A few little opportunities, but made sure that they were always the limelight. Never really wanted you to succeed above them, kind of thing.
Okay. Yep.
Then as I got into the business a little bit more and I started doing my own work, I met people even bigger than them that I thought I would never meet. Turns out these guys were more beneficial and more supportive than those original people that I met. There's people that I consider mates now in the business that are very well regarded, that did a lot more for me than what those early players did that were all talk.
I guess when you enter this, there is an expectation, especially when people do promise you things, right? And there's a lot of it's not even the highs and lows, but it's a lot of build up and then put down.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're when you're starting out and you're starting to meet people in the business that you aspire to, that you hold as an icon to you, and they're saying things to you like, stick with me. Oh, don't worry, stick with me. I'll make you famous. It's not about the fame.
No,
it's never been about the fame. It's just someone saying that to you, meaning stick with me, I'll get you places. And then you find out, one, they don't really have any pull in the first place.
Yes.
And second, they never meant it. It was all talk. So it breaks your heart as a young person. You have to develop tolerance and resilience for this stuff as well.
I guess more recently you had a bit of issues with the line of the trademarking that happens. And the reason I want to talk about that is because do you find that, I guess, some of these people, they, stick with me kind of people, they're very protective of their own stuff? Why are people so protective of things that they need to trademark is what I'm trying to say.
We put something out there. We're very protective of it, especially if it's gone well. It's it was my baby. It's my creation. Yeah. If you want to touch it, there's got to be some balance on how you're going to touch that, you know.
Yeah.
The recent events which occurred last year with the whole WOG comedy scene was particularly because this word WOG is trademarked by a certain comic and actor out there, very well known in the business. But we've been using the word in titles for many, many years. And this person has never done anything about it. But then all of a sudden, after 20 years, has decided to ask us to pull the pin on that particular brand, on using that brand, because he has a trade. And whether we agree or disagree, he does have a trademark on the name. That is a legal thing that is actually there. Our beef is that we believe that more than material, it came down to just the use of that word.
Yeah.
It belongs to a lot of us. We don't feel we're disadvantaging that person at all from us using it, because they've got a very, very big fan base, always a success in what they do.
What I do love about, some aspects of the industry and what you do is that you do collaborate with a lot of people, and that's been really good. So, what has that been like for you? And have you had to build these relationships slowly? Like, what's been the process of that for you?
I think collaboration is the key to success, and especially you need to collaborate with people that have a bigger following than you.
Yeah.
You know, that can put you in front of many, many audience members. The journey is different for everybody. For me, it was the collaborations that put my name on the map in terms of the comedy that I do. Well, I can stand my own ground. I can write my own material, and I've had success in that. I will always owe it to some of those people. Without them, I may not be in this great position that I am in. And it just started. That's how it started. And
does that happen often, or do you think that that's a rarity in this industry, that people do support each other? Is it subject to?
Yeah, I reckon it's 50-50, Steph. Yeah. I reckon it's the problem is that there are too many of us wanting to be in the business.
Yeah.
Of all those people, they're not all cut out to be in the business. That's not being harsh. That's just the reality of it. They're not all cut out to be in the business, both from a talent perspective and from a business perspective.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the support is 50-50.
How do you know who's the right person to help, I guess?
Good people, they know their worth. They know that they're good. They want you to be as good as you can.
Even better.
Or even better, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you one day become as good as them and they've taken you under their wing, that makes them proud as well. You know, Steph, it's like I've got my friend Piero. We do the Pippon Pasquale thing.
Yes.
Sometimes we write jokes for each other.
I love that.
And I'll say, Piero, do this joke. Here's the setup. Here's the punchline. He can do it to me as well. Yeah. He delivers it, gets a huge laugh. Nobody knows it's my joke.
Yeah.
And vice versa. But I'm backstage. It's great. It's a great feeling. I'm like, I knew that would work for it. I knew that, it's not my joke. I've got the joke, but it's not for me. It's for him. He can do it.
Love
and
that.
You'd be surprised how many comics out there have a lot of material for them as well. They collaborate. There's a ghost writer on the side. So they're great at the delivery.
Yes.
But there's a ghost writer assisting in the gags and in the writing.
Yeah.
But people would think, just like when you hear a song, Steph, there's a lot of artists that write for other artists.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Some of the most famous songs are not written by the artist singing the song.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's the same sort of process.
I guess it's going through the process of knowing yourself and having that experience and sort of getting to know where your strengths are, where you're not. And I guess what you said about collaborating and having a good team around you, that they have skills that you don't. But again, you can provide skills.
Yeah.
Like it works both ways.
Absolutely. You know what I've found? We're collaborating at the moment. People like myself and my friend Peter, we're collaborating with some of the biggest icons in the ethnic comedy business.
Yeah.
These icons are, 10 to 15 years older than us. So they have 10 to 15 years more experience than us. And we acknowledge that and we love that.
Yeah.
But what they look at us for is technology,
Yes.
how to break into the online scene, because that's a skill that we have, how to make videos and stuff like that. So they've come to us asking advice sometimes. Listen, how do we make, and we come to them not wanting to know more and learning about the craft because they're so experienced. And I think that's a wonderful thing between a collaboration of newcomers and icons in the business.
So do you think, I guess now with what's happened, do you think that that's going to push people more to work with each other and learn? Or do you think that that's going to, it's going to bring a major shift? Some people are just going to quit altogether. Some people are going to do even better. What do you see? What do you foresee happening moving forward?
I've seen more people out of the blue starting to do comedy videos.
Wow.
More people making song videos where they're singing, more talent is coming out. And entertainment is so subjective, especially comedy entertainment, very subjective. What makes one person laugh doesn't make another person laugh.
So do you think it's really important to, I guess, master everything? I mean, you don't have to be the best at online or the best, but knowing how to use YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and, all those online platforms as well as your live shows.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's really important moving forward in regards to sustaining a career in this business?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, all our live shows, the promotion comes from online.
Yeah, right.
The promotion, both from a marketing point, but even from a video point, people come to see our shows because they find a lot of our online stuff funny.
Yeah.
So it helps. It goes both ways, Without that stuff online, a lot of people wouldn't know about us and wouldn't know, what we do, what they like and what they don't like. So these days, people sell out their tours just based on online promotion, and email and all that. So electronic promotion. I mean, gone are the days where posters and banners do anything, really. You get them. You get the rock posters out there. It's great. Yeah. It's traditional to do that, but that's not really bringing in ticket sales. It's the online stuff that's bringing in the sales.
Well, I guess this is a massive, opportunity for people that are starting online now, that could build their following, and then when everything comes back, they could start to do some live shows. And for people that have always done live shows and haven't really dabbled much in the online world, this is their chance to build that up so that, they can even be more successful coming out of this. What do you think of that?
The online world does not discriminate.
Yeah.
You are your own channel.
Yeah.
If you work hard enough at it and you've got a product and an audience.
Yes.
Give it a shot. What have you got to lose? Give it a shot. And this is where I get back to trolls as well, who write stuff, oh my God, like anyone could do that, or I'm funnier than you. They're the people that don't ever do anything. They just troll.
Yeah.
Do it. Like nobody's stopping you. Do it, get out there, put something online, see what it attracts. Yeah, see what happens.
But I guess it's a big enough step anyway. I think there's there's a bit of a gap between people that say they want to do something.
Yeah.
In comparison to people that actually do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that just all talk. They like to bag with the excuse that they could do better. Well, do it. Nobody's stopping you. There's not a problem,
Which I guess brings me to my last question. All in all, in this business, COVID-19 or not COVID-19, what kind of mindset do you need to have in order to succeed in this business?
I think the key is know your strengths very well and know your weaknesses too. Don't try to push and do something that you're not, that you can't do, because people will see through it. Yeah. Be honest with yourself. Must be honest with yourself. If you're in training for something, maybe you'll get there.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't. But be honest with your strengths and your weaknesses, I think.
But I also think the hardest part is, I think through this business, like you said, that there's a lot of people that will say, oh, you're amazing and I'll make you famous. even if you don't have the talent.
Yeah.
So where does that lie? You know, if you have this mindset where you're trying to be honest with yourself, but everyone around you saying you're actually really good at it, where's that line? What do you have to do within yourself to actually know that what they're saying is just a bit biased? Like where do you go from there?
Unfortunately, Steph, your most honest people are strangers, because they have no reason to be nice to you if they don't want to, you know, or to acknowledge your work if they don't want to.
Yeah.
So that's where you get your most honest criticism. That's a real tough question. I know what you're saying. There's a lot of people that get told, you're amazing. But I know that in the professional world, they're not amazing. It's not for them.
Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't get a break anywhere with it. And this sounds so nasty, but this is the reality of it. You know, they wouldn't get a break anywhere. They could try for years. It's not for them. But some family member or some friend had said, oh, you've got a great voice. Oh, you should tell jokes on stage or whatever.
Yeah.
So you got to know the difference between I can make my friends and family, I can entertain them.
Yeah.
And I can entertain 1,000 strangers. It's a very big difference. You want to give it a shot, put your stuff out online. It's the best thing you can do. You will get strangers that see it, that don't know you from a bar of soap. Did I say salt? Bar of soap? I'm thinking of cooking. I'm thinking of dinner. Bar of salt. Is there a bar of salt? No. But you'll get strangers who will either say, that's great, or they'll say, I don't like that. You're no good. And that's heartbreaking. That can be heartbreaking, but it can also give you an honest opinion about your work.
Yeah. Love that.
You know, and if you're getting 9 out of 10 people saying it's great, then you probably got something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and push it, you know. But if you're getting the opposite continuously, maybe it's time to admit, you know, you might not have, yeah. But not from your friends and family, from pure strangers. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. No, it's
nasty.
So
it's
good
nasty.
chatting. I know. So with that,
yes.
What's going to happen for you now? Like where are you at and what's next?
Look, all the live shows that we had planned, all the tours are getting pushed to October.
Okay, cool.
And they're going to go right through into next year, up until mid-year. So there's a couple of various tours. I also do shows in schools at the moment. Well, it's not at the moment. I've been doing them for years, but they've also been postponed within the school year because school is not done going. So everything's just taken a turn, you know, very drastic turn. Like I was saying earlier on, I have been on a few auditions for commercials and things like that. And if you're successful, those things can be shot because they can still do them within the constraints and restrictions that are needed. So fingers crossed, maybe something will come through on that. Otherwise, it's all online. We're just entertaining the masses online and having a bit of fun.
Thanks so much for chatting to me. I really, really appreciate it. And
it's been fun.
It's been good, hey?
So it's therapeutic. I got it off my chest.
Good. That's what it's all about. So, you know, where can we check you out? Plug all the things.
It's all online. My main Facebook page is James Liotta Entertainer, and we're getting close to the 45,000 followers soon. So that's really great. It's a decent number, and it keeps growing from there. There's the website jamesliotta.com.au, but keep in touch with us online on Instagram, and you'll know about the shows when they come out as the year progresses. Awesome.
Well, thanks for everything, James. Appreciate the chat.
Thank you.
Whatever this ends up being called, I can't wait to put it out there. I'm excited.
Let's get it out there. It's a lot of fun. All right.
Thanks, James.